Hello and welcome back to the Challenger League Virtual Week 2, Season 2. I am your host, Game On Goose. This week, we are headed to Brest City in Belarus. We have a few front runners up this week. Toad Speed and TRS coming off their first franchise and driver victories last week in Kyalami. And of course, the tragic DNF, first ever DNF in Virtual League from F35 is incident in the pits. F35 is coming back with 3 tokens of spending, and Fox right beside him spending 4 tokens for the Flying Fox, needing to make big time points as one of the weaker cars on the grid. The 2 cars promoting from last year's JLV. Corvid spending 3 tokens as well for Hurricane Racing Team. Suacid spending 3 for Scuderia Carmona. Miku spending 4 tokens. Gonna go for another win for TRS. Senior Pappy spending 3 for Pappy Pops. Aber and Kato, a pair of points each being spent. The same can be said for Gall's lineup. Let's get to qualifying and see who comes out on pole. Your pole sitter today is Fox from Flying Fox Racing with a 29.57.03 above Kato for the Polish Orlen National Racing Team. Senior Poppy puts it on third. Corvid for Hurricane Racing with a 3-point spend starting in fourth. Celeste Lucier with 1 point only spent for ACRD Sport, a fantastic starting spot for them. Miko and Toad Speed both in 6th and 7th place. Abver 09 for Orlin as well, starting in 8th. Suacid in 9th, and F35 with a 3-point spent in 10th. Butterlord for Pappy Pops, getting 11th place start with no token spent. Aaron the Andrian for ACRD Sport in 12th. Not That Guy for Hurricane in 13th. Vlad in 14th. Sandwiching in between him and G4 is Prolime in 15th. The UR2D Master, 17th place start for Racing Auto Matessa with 1 token spent. Aria Carmona starting 18th, Namskar 19th, and Mosca Breatheth in 20th. It is wet and drizzly here in Brest City, and we are away. Kato is in Inters, Miku is in Inters, Butterlord, the Andrian, and Vlad also on Inters. We are going to see the track slowly get a little bit more wet, and the Inters fall off on their effectiveness very quickly, and we are already past that point. Wets are now better, and it is going to rain harder, so those Inters are really going to be a detriment. Specifically, Kato and Miku, we watch how fast they fall down. Fox leads the race, coming through the last set of turns to Senior Pappy, to Corvid. Kato has dropped off, of course, with those Inters, and Abver is passing him. His teammate in the Toad Speeds are right on their tail, and here comes Celeste Lucier, good around Toad Speed. Fox increases his lead magically ahead of Senior Pappy and Corvid and Abver. The top 4 all chasing each other down, and we have a big battle in the 5th to 10th positions. Suacid in the mix now too. F35 trying to make a plunge through the Toad Speeds and through the Acer Audi. Abver still trailing onto to Corvid's slipstream rather, and they're trying to keep pace with Fox and Pappy, the 2 Canadians, were pulling away early in this race. Miku has slipped to 8th, Kato has slipped to 10th, Butterlord is still in 11th, Vlad and the Andrian have slipped down to 13th and 15th. Really tough luck, but luckily the rain is going to stop soon, and they will get some use out of those Inters yet, as the track will begin to dry, but it will be cloudy, it will be drying slowly. Fox winding his way through the inner city and around to the start-finish with a 1-second lead on Senior Poppy. What a brilliant start for Flying Fox. And the other Canadian, Pappy Pops, Corvid, and Abver, really close behind. Having a great battle here. Suacid has worked his way up into 5th and 6th place for F35. An amazing start for the Scuderia Carmona and the BBB for said drivers here in Belarus. Starting to settle out into position and get into a groove is the top 5 drivers here, the top 6 even, if you include F35. Toad and Miku are still hanging on to their top 10 positions, although Toad Speed not as high as he would like coming off his win. Kato, the 2nd place finisher, has dropped all the way down to 10th place. 2nd place in Kyalami, great race for him. The Inters will start to pick up grip now. So he may be able to make a little bit of ground up. We'll keep an eye on Miku and Kato as they make their way around the track now. As the track is drying, there will be another lap for all these wet drivers. Nobody's going to be pitting just yet. Some of the drivers in the later part of the order, you may see them head into the pits. We'll keep our eye on the mini-map to see if anyone does make the move. And it does not seem to be anybody, no. And way back in last place, 3 seconds behind the Andrew in his G4. He will also scoot by on those wets. Miku and Kato lost a lot of room. And it looks like they may even suffer more as they may stay out if there's a touch of rain on the track. Miku does stay out. That's unfortunate. Kato will come in. So Miku's going to be a big loser here. 4 token points spent. He's going to have to do a lot of catching up. Most of the drivers on to the hards. Fox still leads Senior Pappy by 0.4. And Miku holding on to third place momentarily. That will not last as we will have to pit this upcoming round of the start-finish line. Alright, Abver's fallen off a little bit, but Corvid trailing behind him nicely. Suwasid and F35 still in those top 6s as Miku does make his way into the pits at long last. He will lose some ground on that lap. He will have to do a lot of catching up here. He's got his work cut out for him. Toad Speed holding on to 7th, his teammate right now. Senior Pappy ahead of Fox. As we see that nice overtake, Abver now catching Fox. The faster car, Pappy Pops, has an excellent rating on their vehicle right now. Well ahead of most of the other drivers. Their index is a 4.4. The next best team is a 3.3 in Polish Orlen. And Toad Speed and Acer Audi tied at 3.1. The index is a reflection of how many upgrades they have on their cars. 0.6 giving for speed, grip, and acceleration, receiving 0.2 and 0.1 for turbos. 5 speed upgrades completed by Pappy Pops thus far has them well miles ahead of the rest of the pack. Fox is starting to fall off the pace a bit on the hards, so their grip was holding them on for the meantime in the rain, but now the track is dried up. Abver's looking to chip away at him and put Flying Fox back down into a place where they rather belong, or would see themselves being one of the weaker cars on the grid, tied for the second weakest car. Matessa no longer owns that title after this week's upgrades. Gall has not completed a single upgrade since the regular season started. Just a few off-season upgrades. A tragic fall from Graces. Narsar tries to distance himself from the battling Carmona and Andrian of Acer Audi. Not battling for points today, but pride position and car tinkering capabilities all going to be speculated upon by these lower teams. Fox still about a second behind Senior Pappy. Abver still about a second behind Fox. They are nicely spaced out. The top 6 here all about a second or so behind each other, and Toad Speed a little bit further back. Miku starting to climb his way back into the top 10. He's just 0.1 behind Not That Guy for 9th place. Suwasid and Corvid now in a battle. Suwasid by Corvid very nicely. Corvid takes it back on the switchback as his mediums are still holding up and a really good defense. And now that has left the door open for F35 on the outside. Edges Suwasid into the wall and catches a little bit of that side track, slowing him down. And F35 is now in the top 5, wanting to make amends and not revisit that horrible situation that trapped him in the pits in Kyalami. Fox looking to avoid the lapped cars. Abver getting out of the way of G4 very nicely and staying on the pursuit of that camouflage Canadian vehicle. Okay, Senior Pappy still about 1.1 seconds ahead of Fox, coming into more lap traffic now as Corvid tries to shake off G4. Suwasid around Toad Speed defending now. Suwasid losing out another position down to 7th spot, and F35 is getting stuck in that traffic now, looking to go around the outside and then inside of those two Matessas and the SCR of Aria Carmona. Hopefully she will not get in the way of her teammate as he tries to lap her. Abver is closing the gap slowly to Fox. Holy moly, we're almost 5 wide going through that set of all these black cars and dark blues. All lapped traffic here. What a good job Toad and Suasa did to keep them at bay and stay out of their crowding. They're kind of flocking down the track like baby waterfowl of some sort. It's gonna rain again. Here we go. Senior Pappy coming into the pits. One of the first to pit. He will not stay out for another lap. That would have made things interesting, but they all catch the pit. And they'll all be going in to get wet tires, I believe. Yep, it is going to be hard rain. This is going to be unfortunate for some of those who stayed out. And again, Miku will suffer another unfortunate situation in the rain out there a long time on those mediums. Some of the other drivers will experience the same detriment. But here we go, Senior Pappy. Very, very close to Fox again. Fox less than half a second within. Here he comes back. The rain is good for the Flying Fox car, it seems. Managed to catch back up, and he is right back in Pappy's slipstream. Here we go. This pursuit is back on for the lead. Abver now 4 seconds back of this crew. Him and Corvid will be battling it out. And look right there, end nose to tail. Fox is there looking inside Senior Pappy, getting slowed down by his own teammate Butterlord as they go into the chicane inner city section along the outside of Butterlord. Fox goes inside, switchback for outside, but he's slowed down. Butterlord is finally putting some moves on Fox and getting in the way a bit, giving Pappy a chance to restore that 1 second lead. The rain is over. We will be on the wets for 2 to 3 more laps. Suacid looking at the back of Abver. F45 past Abver. Here we go. Abver losing ground again. F35 gets caught up by Prolime, his own teammate. And Abver goes around the outside. F35 is getting shunted to the back. Oh no, what a horrible team move from Prolime. Corvid is now by. Suacid is by. Everybody is by F35. That's very, very bad luck for him. Even worse to have it happen by your own teammate, not that guy, also getting in the way of Corvid. Fox now a second back of Pappy as the track dries up once again. Pappy looks like he will catch the pit lane in time to head out and stay out for another lap. Should not be pitting, will not be pitting. Who will be the first to pit? Could it be F35 here coming round in 5th place? It would be a good opportunity to do so. Does not. Corvid does not either. Who is the first one to pit? It is not that guy down in 14th. Some of the other drivers taking another lap on wets, and it is going to be a slippery around the course as the track is now fully dry. Here we go. Miku finally writing himself on that tire strategy onto the softs. Him and Kato, they will be able to make up some ground from their previous faux pas at the start of the race. Senior Pappy onto the hards. Fox will be changing onto the softs just behind Celeste. Will have to get by her as a lap driver. 4 seconds behind Senior Pappy, so that last lap was not kind to the wet tires on the dry track of Flying Fox. Now lots of work to do. Abver 4 seconds then behind Flying Fox. So our closest battle right now, F35 and Suasa chasing down Abver for that third and final podium position. That looks like how it will be if they can settle in to the rest of this race as we see it now. Celeste 11 seconds behind Kato at 10th place. So Vlad 02, 04, the new CLV driver for Gaul, will have a chance at that single point. Other than that, miles behind the rest of the pack here as F35 battling Suacid side by side, bumping, swapping paint through the inner city section. Here we go again. Suacid pulls ahead. Clouds on their way. Could it be rain one more time? This would be an epic change of events. Senior Pappy is now nearly 6 seconds ahead of Fox. This could make things interesting. If it does not rain, Senior Pappy should be cruising to a victory. Abver has caught up quite a bit to Fox, now just over a second behind. putting some space between him and Suwasid as everybody is spaced out on the board now. An incredible constant change of pace and action and precipitation here, only in a 35 lap race, but there's nothing short of things to talk about here as Suwasid chases down Abver again. So the pace continues to swing back and forth. Is Abver catching Fox? Is Suwasid catching Abver? Is F35 catching Suwasid? Our top 5 has been incredible, and we're going to get more rain. Corvid now weaving his way through some lap cars, trying to catch up, but will be distanced from F35 in this really tricky section. Everybody's in on cue. Nobody stays out for an extra lap in the top 5 and 6, but dropping down Suwasid over a second behind, getting stuck behind Celeste is Corvid. Not a great spot to be. He's going to lose out big time. He's going to be over 2 seconds behind F35. And as quick as that rain came, it's going to leave. Kato and Miku not yet in the pits. They do take the wets, though, as they come out of their pit boxes. G4, the only one, onto the inters. That will help him, but he's already down in 17th place anyway. It would have been more of an interesting advantage to see Vlad get onto those tires. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 0.73 is Fox from Pappy now, but Abver is right on Fox's tail. So that's who we should be looking at right now. Yeah, it looks like Abver is going to be chasing down Fox on the clearing wets. They should go into the pits this lap for an 8-lap sprint to the finish. It could be softs, maybe some mediums. Most of the drivers can pull it off on softs, I would imagine. There they go. Into the pits. Senior Pappy's onto the softs. Fox is on to... well, Abver's onto the mediums, and Fox is onto the softs as well as Suwasid on the softs. F35 onto the softs, yes. So a couple mediums here, more to the back of the grid. Corvid and Abver chancing them. They do have 9 laps in the medium softs, 7 to 11. So they will start to wane. They will start to wear in the last part of this race. Abver taking the gamble on the longer lasting mediums for that extra grip and try and make some time up in the later part of the race. Oh my god, he's got the slipstream on Fox and he's by him already. There we go. Abver into second. Can he hold it? No, he cannot. The speed is just not there on those tires. Fox will restore second, and he's actually starting to break away quite a bit as Abver's stuck up with Carmona, who's putting on a bit of a battle there for his teammate Suwasid to catch up. And here we go. Suwasid's probably going to pass Abver now in the slipstream as well. Can Suwasid grab himself into a podium position? It would be fantastic for the French driver racing for the American team, owner of Compass in the JLV West, winner of the first race in the division. So congratulations to his junior team. Still looking at the battle, Fox not making great grounds as there's 5 lap cars here in this mix, and it took him quite a while to get by all of them. Suwasid having a little trouble of his own, so not going to be a threat to Abver. Abver just needs to stay in pace of Fox to try and keep his eye on second place here. That's what the prize will be. Suwasid still staying in the slipstream of those lap drivers. Will have to get by them soon if he wants any hope at a podium, but it looks to be Fox holding off Abver quite successfully. 6 laps to go, however. Will he be able to do it for the entirety of this race as those tires start to wear off? And don't look now, Suwasid in your rear view mirror, past 2 lap drivers is F35. The BF said Corvid fighting, unfortunately, for his life through too much traffic, not being able to catch up to F35. He's going to be back in 6th place, over 6 seconds behind. I don't think he'll have time to catch up and make up any ground. But Suwasid moving by Kato, putting a lap on him. F35 is right there at the back of his car. He is chasing him down, so look out, Suwasid. F35 is on his tail. Now, Fox has let Abver catch completely up to him, and on the slipstream, on the front straight, he takes it. 4 laps to go here in Brest City, and don't look now, Senior Pappy is starting to lose time. Now less than 4 seconds ahead. A couple turns, that's all it is. He's just got to hold on. He's just got to hold on for a few more laps. but Abver is coming. The clouds are clearing. The rain will not be a factor here. Pappy could have loved some rain in this case to put everybody onto the wets and he would cruise away. But Abver is in the advantage now. Closing in on 3 seconds, 3 laps. He needs to make up a second per lap. Don't know if it's going to be enough, but a great effort nonetheless as he starts to pull away from Fox. Now a second ahead. The clouds are back though. Don't look now. The clouds are back. Rain could change everything here for Pappy. It's about a 4-second lead. It's a comfortable lead. Pappy looks great for the last 2 laps. Abver holding on to second. Fox trying to get a sniff back. Holding on to third. Suwasid now comfortably in fourth. Chasing down Fox for third. That is his aim. Senior Pappy still 3 seconds ahead of Abver. An incredible race from this crazy fast car. Abver putting up a good challenge with the second best set of machinery here today, but only 2 tokens spent, so this is a great value on their spending for POL as they round the last corner for the last lap. Here we are. It is just under 3 seconds, not enough time. Senior Pappy is going to cruise to a nice victory here. We see him battling with Mosca, the lap driver, Mosca Berevis. Just rounding the corner, there we go, and oh no, oh my god, he has hit the wall. He has hit the pit wall, and Senior Pappy is forced to go through the pits. Abver is past him, and Fox almost passed him. That's how it ends. Abver wins the race as Senior Pappy gets swept into the pits by Mosca Berevis on the very last turn and almost loses out third place. Fox will finish in third, Suwasid in fourth. Absolutely incredible finish, not even on camera, it wasn't even a thing. As we see the mini-map is all we had to go off of. Those slippery, soft tires send Pappy tragically into the pits and missing out on his first win of the season. It goes to POL instead. Abver steals the victory out of his grasp, and Fox takes a well-needed second Flying Fox podium of the year. Suwasid fourth, as we mentioned, and Corvid gets a very, very important fastest lap point to go with his 5th place finish. F35 in 6th for BBB Force Z. Would have liked more, especially after the DNF in Kailami. Toad and Miku stack it up as they did in qualifying in 7th and 8th place. Kato takes 9th for pole, and Butterlord gets a free point with a 0 token spend for Pappy Pops. At the bottom of the results screen, Vlad02 just misses out on a point. They need everything they can get, as now the worst car on the grid for Gall Celeste Lucier, 12th. Not that guy, 13th. Namskar, an excellent finish here in 14th for Matessa. G4 in 15th. Arya Carmona, 16th for SCR. 17th place belongs to UR2D Master. For Matessa as well, no longer a basement team, but they will be scrambling for everything they get. Aaron Leandrian for ACRD Sport in 18th, Mosca Berevis 19th, and Prolime 4 in last place. A look at the team standings. It is Polish Orland leading the way with a first and a second, a fastest lap, and a pole, and then it is very close between Toad and Flying Fox, and a 2-way tie for fourth between Pappy and Scuderia to start the season. Lots of racing left, lots of points to be had, but remember, 2 teams at the bottom being relegated to the JLV. Something to keep an eye on. We'll see you next week in Monaco.